Apparel, like and subscribe. All right, cool. Ooh-wee. I'm on my new phone. On my way to the 9 to 5, and we're making things happen. All right. So let's get it going. What is going on? So Sublimation, DTF Talk. Last time I spoke to you guys about DTF. It was an interesting talk. I was able to help a brother, fellow print entrepreneur. All right, so I'm glad for that. I'm hoping we can do more. Talk about this DTF. So coming up soon, I've been wanting to do this, and I want to do this video before the January calendar mark hit. The reason why is because pretty soon around that time, my whole goal after that will be to be productive and busy with projects, assignments, and possible customer orders. If not, it's going to be making more content for you. I want to do more lives. I want to thank a good friend of mine's, right? If I can call him that. I think he's a little bit more. A teacher and entrepreneur, guru in his craft. That's A-Dub Production, better known as Alan Wade. All right, he's really cool. He's doing things that normal people wouldn't do. He's going to reach bounds that most people wouldn't go to. All right, and you know what? Let me give you. I don't have the exact scripture, but I do know the Bible says it's always good to give honor to where honor is due. And I've been watching his channel for a while. I'm at the point now where I can make certain moves, and I wouldn't be able to without the help of the Lord, the Heavenly Father. However, the Lord always sends people your way to help you get into that road, that path, and he's one of those people. So I just want to say thank you to him. If he sees this, he sees it. If not, it's and also all the other print entrepreneurs out there that got that YouTube channel, right? Liberty Graphic, you know, I'm gonna give a big up for that. Juan, right? Rye, these are, I'm mentioning people that I've watched heavily in this print world process that's got me from talking about screen printing, vinyl cutting, you know, to embroidery. And now it's beautiful because I'm not just watching or doing the talk. I actually have the machines. I've learned the machines from these wonderful people with their channels, and now I'm able to make moves, you know, and you know, I just want to give thanks where thanks is due, because the Heavenly Father, the good Lord, has put them in my path to actually understand and learn my craft, and my goal is to continue to practice it, right? Oh, I remember that scripture. That's 2 Timothy 2:15. All right, study to be approved, a workman after his craft, not ashamed. All right, I'm butchering that. I read it and probably do more justice. All right, so we're talking about craft, our craft, what we do, and the print industry. If you're watching this, you make or planning on becoming a print entrepreneur. Right? Now, I didn't say a printer for a reason, because in the printing business, there's so many things that you can do. It's crazy. You have different types of canvases, right? Canvases, basically an area where an artwork goes. I went to art school. All through high school, I did art. I went to Art Institute of Boston, took courses there and everything. And now I think it's called Leslie University. It's called Leslie University, but you know, so I'm constantly working in my craft, and part of being in the print world is understanding that your canvas is not a shirt. Your canvas is not a mug. Your canvas is not a wall. Your canvas could be anything, all right? Now, the thing is, there's tools for everything, right? DTF is just a tool used because traditionally, if you want to print on dark garments, you're not able to. You either have a DTG machine that can help you with that, or a screen printing machine, right? Another one is vinyl. But if you're doing a full color, complex design, multicolor, this and that, you don't want to go to vinyl. If you're doing a complex design, multicolors, screen printing is where to go, but you need the screen printing skills to understand how to properly align your screens and all that. I've been through it. It's a headache. Not that you can't do it. Most people are in love with their screen printing machine and they know how to make it work. But what is another choice that is useful? DTG machines. So I'm going to first mention DTG machines because of DTF. The reason is because when you first start out and you have the money to spend because you budgeted and you're able to put down, let's say maximum 30,000, right? 30K. A DTG machine is where you should go, you know? And if you go to the right place, you'll get the whole heat press and the machine. Now, why am I mentioning that? Because with DTG, you do DTF, direct to film. So traditionally, remember what I said in the beginning, printing is not just for shirts. And I say print entrepreneurs because you should be able to print on any type of garment, any surface, depending on what tools you use, right? So when it comes to DTF, if you have a DTG machine and you find it hard to do prints on the neck, you find it hard to get into certain areas of the shirt that you can't go to because you have to change patterns, all that, or you don't know how the print's gonna come out, direct to garment films is what you use. Those films allow you to lay down the color first and then the white on the back. You sprinkle a little bit of DTF powder on that, put it under the heat. Think minimum 230 at least 15. Look at powder's gonna turn into a gloss and merge with all the rest of the powder. If you see that, then it's good. If you see it still looking powdery, it's not good. It still needs to cook a little bit. All right. Now, you don't want to overdo your DTF prints. I mean, your DTF heating of the powder. If you overdo it, you overcook it. The adhesive, which is the powder, is actually meant for fabrics. It's not going to bond with the shirt. Alright? So, you want to make sure you use the right heat, the right temperature. Normally, wherever you get your DTF film from is where they're going to have instructions on that, or the company will have it on the website, or you can just call them up and they'll let you know exactly what to do. Different heat for different systems, and different system for different heat press. All right. Now that you got that down pat, and DTF transfer, if you have the funds, and the reason why I say purchase a DTG machine, originally I was saying just purchase a what you call it, a printer, convert it to DTF, and then you're good to go. But if you have the money, just go straight for the direct-to-garment machine. You know, learn how to do the maintenance and all that, and then if you have one-off shirts, sometimes it's a lot of work to set up the DTF film. Just print it on the machine, you know. But if you have, let's say, 100 clients, and out of 100, each one has like individual designs. DTS films where you go all day, every day. You know, the bigger the film, the more designs you can put on there. They sell films by roll, by individual sheets. So it's sky's the limit what you can do. You have a DTG machine for DTF. Now, to my peoples that are like me, that have their print shop at home, just starting off, barely has any money, there's still hope for you, right? What you want to do is do what I did just recently. Go to eBay or Amazon, grab you any Epson printer that can take the refillable cartridges. First, Google refillable cartridges on Amazon for Epson printer. Once you get the refillable cartridge that you desire, next step is to look at what printers are compatible with that cartridge, right? Once you find out what printers are compatible, see if those printers will print 13 by 19. The reason why you want to know is because eventually you're going to have a customer that's going to ask for something that's a little bit bigger than 8 by 11 prints on a shirt, right? So let's say you get, like I just recently purchased, right? On top of my Epson 7720, I got a Epson 71110. And that's compatible with the refillable cartridges, right? So since that's compatible with the refillable cartridge that I already have at home, that I use for my Epson 7710, I got two of them. One is being used for DTF Light, which we're going to talk about that. The other one's being used for DTF Dark, right? Which is basically having a 6-color print. So once you grab one of those, get yourself some DTF ink, get yourself some DTF film. You know what? I'm sorry, I'm gonna backstep. because there's something I realized that I forgot to mention. With DTF, just like the DTG machine comes with Acrorip software, so you don't need to purchase any Acrorip software at all. The only thing you need to do is just get the printer, and then the software will read it. Now, if you want to do DTF printing without purchasing a 14, no, let's start bottom. Without purchasing a 1,000 to 20,000 DTG machines, yes, there's $1,000 worth of DTG machines on eBay. You should be able to find that. If not, people are usually selling it other locations. But the issue you run into that is because those machines, the printhead probably no good, and you don't want to do that because DTG manufacturers usually do next generation printers, and they tend to leave the old generation behind, and chances are you may not find the printhead that's compatible with that printer to DTG. So try to leave those alone. The minimum you should be spending on a DTG machine is, I say, in my opinion, maybe $4,000, right? Because at $4,000, you know the person will give you everything that they were using before, sometimes you get make, all that stuff. And it's probably because the person is tired of maybe not getting orders. Maybe the customers that you're getting, they're not happy with them, and they're getting more headaches, even though they're making money. And they may see the print process of doing custom orders difficult, or they want to stop doing like maintenance on the machine and having to clean every day. And you know, things happen. Maybe they had a kid and like now they need more money, but to put more money into the business to actually make more profit, it would cost them in the short run and not looking at the long run. So therefore they tend to give up, right? That's one reason, you know. But yeah, you want to focus on getting so that's for DTG. We're gonna leave that behind. We're gonna focus right now on regular customers. I mean regular people who just want a machine to convert to DTF printing. All right. So what you want to do is get yourself one of those. At first, what you want to do is Google DTF softwares, RIP software. What I have is the Acrorip 9. The Acrorip 9 is compatible with my printer, which is an Epson 1400. So I don't have any other printers but that one for 6 color. Therefore, I think I should do you justice by not mentioning other printers. However, when you go to Google and you search Acrorip 9 printers that are compatible, Google will give you a whole list of different printers that's compatible with that, and it's up to you to decide which one you want. Once you find the printer that you desire or you like, the printer that you desire or you like, best solution is to just go to Amazon. Go to Amazon, see if that printer is available. If that printer is available, I'll say go for it. Or you can go to eBay. eBay printers usually is being sold by the actual owner, and those owners typically are regular people who just try to make ends meet. They have a printer, they don't know the capability of the printer, they just know it prints paper. I mean, it prints on paper, colors. But for you, you know that printer that you about to have, it does way more than what that person may think. So they may post for example, the printer that I have, the Epson 1400, you know what, I'm only going to talk to you about what I have. So the printer that I have, the Epson 1400, right, is, in my opinion, if you are part of my channel and you're looking for a printer, that's the one you should consider getting. I know how to do printhead cleaning on it because I have it. I know the little troubles that you may have with it because I have it. I know how to troubleshoot certain things because I have it. So it's only fair that I talk to you about the Epson 1400. The Epson 1400, even though Epson has discontinued that printer, you can still get those printers on eBay. Also, they sell it on Amazon, but it's actually more expensive, right? But if you do go on Amazon right now, the cheapest I see it for is $4.99. After tax and everything, you're probably looking at, maybe, if I could do a guesstimation, maybe around, I'm gonna do a high guesstimation, maybe you're paying $550 for it. All right, $550. Now, if you want a brand new spanking printer, right, then you may be looking at $1,000 to $2,000 for the printer that I have, brand new. The reason why is because they know that printer is a really good printer, and the people that are selling it for more than $1,000 or more than $500, they know what that printer can do as far as DTF. So they're like, if that, I'm not selling this printer for cheap, I'm gonna put the price really high because I know this guy really wants it for that purpose. And it's a really good printer to convert to DTF. There's nothing you have to do but get the Acrorip software. Then once you have the Acrorip software, you put it on your computer, you press Acrorip. Once the software is activated, you go to where it says port, you select your printer, the Epson 1400, and then you can also reverse and do all that stuff to the image, mirror. Once you've done that, you hit color, white, and the printer will start printing color first on the film and then white. You know, the Epson 1400 for DTF, in my opinion, is really good. The only thing I haven't done is have full control of my whites, my white ink, because I haven't played around with the amount of white ink to lay down. I usually put it at the minimum amount because the white ink is a little thicker than the other inks. Maintenance on that is super easy. All I do is just I lay down baby wipes on the base where it would print the paper. I mean, it would push the paper through, and I just pass the print head over it. The baby wipe clears out any gunk that there may be there, you know. And then after that, I lay down another one. I usually put 3. One is to do the first pass to clean the head. The second one is to make sure any extra stuff is out. The third one is to just let it sit so the printhead can like get moist, and then I do a pass through again, and then it's completely clean, ready to go. You don't have to break the printer apart, remove this and that, none of that. All right, so that's why I have the Epson 1400. So in this portion, since we're talking about like DTF 6 color printers or more for the Acrorip, so let me give you prices. So if you're doing DTF, right, Acrorip will run you, if you shop on eBay or Walmart, I think that's where they sell the Acrorip 9, it'll run you for less than $100. The printer, if you go on eBay to purchase it right now, I was looking at the printer because I was thinking about getting another one for sublimation, which we're gonna get into in a second. But then I realized it's a 6-color printer, and I like my sublimation printers to be 4 colors, so I went with another brand. But the reason why I was looking for that printer was because in case my DTF printing is a little bit heavier, meaning like I have more runs of DTF printing I have to do, I was considering like my options of increasing my print capability. But yeah, so get the Epson 1400, right? It's the same process. If you get a really good printer, as long as it can print, you take the printer, like I said, with the Acrorip software. The printer will run you, if you have at least minimum $300 to $400, you'll get a good printer. Because it's usually people who've used the printer for just printing like pictures, and after that they're like, okay, the printer's a little old, I don't really make pictures anymore, because they probably go elsewhere and just get their picture done. So now what they do is what's happening is the printer probably just sits there, and instead of losing money and on a printer that they barely use, they just throw it on eBay and say, oh, there you go. Then anybody who wants it, they discount it for what they originally purchased it for, because it's been sitting there, it looks worn, and then it's, now if you have issues with the printer because the printer's not printing, there's so many videos on that printer on how to troubleshoot it. It's crazy. Plus I do some videos, I've actually troubleshooted the printer myself, and when it prints, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. All right. So yeah, the 1400. So if you were to start the DTF process, as long as you have $500, you're good to go, because you're looking at maybe, let's say, $300 for the printer. I paid $320 for mine. That's with shipping. When it came to the software, I paid about, I think it was like, you can get it between 50 to 80 bucks. Now let's say 100. So that's 100, that's 400, right? 420. So, or 27, whatever. So now you have at least, let's say, 70 something left. You can go on Amazon, the DTF ink, if you get the small bottles, 50 bucks, you're good to go, right? Then for the films, if you get like a really reasonable price film, maybe less than 100 films, like 79 bucks, or yeah, like, or less, maybe another 50. So yeah, so between 520, 580 or something like that, you should be good to go to start your DTF process. Now, I've cut so much in price down when it comes to like starting the DTF process, it's ridiculous. So if, let's go really cheap, right? If you grab the DTG printer, you'd be paying, let's say the cheapest amount is $4,000. Right? Now, with the process I use, I'm paying less than $1,000. So that's one way you can do DTF. Now, remember, I have two printers. I have the Epson 7710 that I use for DTF, and I also have the Epson 1400. The reason why I have two is because, like I said, the 1400 uses 6 colors. Acrorip needs 1 or 2 or more colors extra. So you have the 4 colors cymk, right? That's regular colors you need to do a regular colored image. And then you have usually light blue, light red, Sometimes they'll add light gray, you know, or another color, like maybe they'll have 3 blacks or something like that. So what the DTF process does is it takes the extra ink heads, and turn them into white color ink heads only. So after the 4 color channels are done, cymk, then it uses the other 1, 2, or how many extra colors you have to just lay down white on top of those color prints. And the reason why you want the white on top of those color prints is because for any dark color garments, you need always to have a white base to be able to lay down colors down so they can be visible. If you lay down any color on a dark garment, that color reflects the color of the garment. So if it's black and you lay down, let's say, I don't know, a yellow, it becomes a really dark mustard yellow looking thing, but you barely see it because the color is transparent, so it shows you more of the black than it does of the yellow. All right, unless you're going for that look. So that's why you have the 6 color channel for the Epson 1400. It allows you to lay down white in the regular colors, and you're good to go. The Acrorip 9 or the other Acrorips. That's how it works. Now, when it comes to DTF Light, I coined it DTF Light for a reason, because you're not using any white ink. Now, the 1400, we do maintenance on it because of the white ink. The white ink is a heavier ink. It's more opaque, meaning it's more thick than the other inks, and because of that, the thickness, remember, ink dries up because ink is, when you're using water-based inks, like the DTF or DTG inks, they're water-based. So what happens is this: over time, water, no matter where it is, it could be underneath the ground, it could be in your body, it could be in a metal substance. Eventually that water will evaporate. It turns into a gas, and then after turning into a gas, it's able to molecularly leave whatever is there. I mean, it's blocking it. Whatever blockage is happening, whether it's metal, whatever, that gas is able to dissipate and go into the air to become a cloud. So when the water is gone, what you have is just ink. Ink is a solid. Unless it's mixed with water, it's a liquid. So when the ink leaves, it turns more into a solid. That's why you get DTF inks that clog the system. The white is more thicker than the other colors, so that's why it clogs the system. You have to do printhead cleanings before you actually do a print to check to make sure everything is good and it's not clogged. Now, to alleviate that issue, I was watching a video of this sister, and she took DTF ink without the white, and her thing was, yo, I don't have a 6-head printer. I'm not gonna spend all this money on an Acrorip system software. Man, I'm just gonna throw the ink in there. I'm gonna see what happens. And after seeing that, I was like, oh snap. But I don't know if she understands the process or not. I do. And what I was thinking about was like, wait, DTF ink is a water-based ink. It's pretty much a pigment ink in a way. And if you have that ink without, if you have the regular inks without the white, which is thicker, then you're not going to have any clogging issues. And if you do a printhead cleaning and it clears it out, because the other inks, the black, the yellow, the cyan, which is blue, the magenta, which is red, they're more diluted, so therefore the water content doesn't evaporate as fast, so you don't have much of an issue when it comes to printing or clogging, because the printer itself has ink that won't cause a lot of clogging. So long as you do a printhead cleaning, you don't have to break the printer apart, wipe down the print heads, all that stuff. You just do a regular printhead cleaning. So I understood that, and ever since then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a video on it, I'm gonna explain it, and I'm gonna let people know you don't have the money. Now you don't have to spend $500 on a DTF system. If you're able to get the printer for printers that uses, people are starting to catch on to the fact that they can do DTF now. But a lot of them have known by watching these YouTube videos like, yo, my printer can do sublimation. I don't need it, but look how much this guy's selling it for. Look what they're doing with it on YouTube. I'm not interested in doing sublimation, but I sure ain't putting this printer for like $100. So the printer originally, if you had gotten, like me, when I purchased my Epson 7710, it was only $100, right? With tax, it came to like $112, you know? So it was really cheap. Now my Epson 7710, I was trying to purchase one, man, you can't find one less than $300, man. Like, and if you do find one less than $300, you better hope that thing works, because whoever's selling it knows what it's good for. And even though it's not all that great, they know there's videos out there that can help you troubleshoot it. So they're gonna sell it as if it's like a new printer. You know, and just think about it. They probably purchased for the same price I purchased it. Now they're selling close to $400. They've made triple their profit, you know? So yeah, now we're getting into DTF Lite. So if you have the ability to get refillable cartridges and you don't care too much about using printing on dark colors, you prefer, you know what, I'll stick to light colors, I'll make the money, and then I'll get one of those 6-color printers with refillable that allows refillable cartridges, and then I'll do DTF dark colors. If you don't mind that, waiting and going through that process first, then guess what? I got the perfect solution for you, DTF Lite. Now, if you have the ability to get your hands on an Epson 7710, please do. And you know what? I'm gonna put it out there. If you're able to get an Epson 7710 on Amazon, if you can find one under $400, or even if it's $400, you know what? I'll say go for it. The reason why I'll say go for it is because that printer will make the money back quick. Because not only can you do DTF prints on it, but if you're willing to go through the hassle, because DTF ink is the DTF ink that you're going to be putting in there is only the 4 colors that barely clogs. You can do a few printhead cleanings to clean the system. Once you clean the system, you can put in sublimation ink on it, and now you're doing sublimation ink printing, you know? So you can go back and forth if you're willing to go through that trouble, right? But yeah, I would say definitely do get the Epson 7710. The reason why is because that's the printer I have, and if I'm gonna talk to you, I'd rather talk to you about a printer that I have and understand how it works. You can't get the Epson 7110 because that's the other printer I'm getting also. And if you have that printer, I'll be able to help you with it too, because just like the Epson 7710, they are basically the same printers. The only difference is probably made in different times. The manufacturer probably tweaked it a little bit, and then that's it. You know, with printers, it's usually they make a model for a certain time. After that time is over, they maybe tweak the system a little bit to make it better, and after that they call it a brand new type of printer when it's actually the same thing, you know. So I don't know if it's the same exact one, but from where I stand and from having one, it seems very similar. You know, the difference between the 7710 and the 7110 is one has 2 cartridges, the 7110 I believe, and the 7710 has 1 cartridge. Not cartridge, but like where you would the paper feeders. One has 2 paper feeders, the other one has 1. Sorry. Yeah, so get yourself one of those, and with the refillable cartridges, just fill it up with DTF ink. You don't need any software. The only type of software you'll need is actually free. I will download, if you don't have it already, Silhouette Studio. Once you download Silhouette Studio, you take any image you have, you put it onto Silhouette Studio, and then you mirror that image. Once you mirror that image, or if you have like Adobe or Corel, you can mirror there too, right? You just need a software that's able to mirror the image. That's the only reason why you need the software. And then once you're done, the difference between the DTF Light and the DTF Dark, DTF Light, because the printer is not using any software, Acrorip software, it prints like a normal printer. So if your printer prints a page per 3 seconds, 4 seconds, or whatever, that means your DTF prints. Obviously, you want to print it. You don't want to have 4 prints come out of the printer. You want to print it one at a time still. I know, even though you have a printer that can print less time, you want it to print faster and more. But the reason why you don't want your DTF print to come all at once, like 2 or more, is because DTF film usually holds the ink. Hey, what's going on? All right, I think it said Jose Lopez and somebody else. Sorry about that. I'm driving, so I can't really pay that much attention. But yeah, so with the DTF ink, you got the sorry, lost my train of thought. So now that you have the DTF ink on the 4 channels on the Epson printer with the refillable cartridges, 4 refillable cartridges, first thing you do is a printhead cleaning, and then you do a print diagnostic. What it'll do is it'll print a sheet for you to show you the how each printhead, like the status of each printhead. Once you get the status and everything seems to be a go, you can begin printing. You go to the software that allows you to flip your print mirror, or if you're able to mirror the print on your computer without using any software, you just mirror it before you print. And then once you print that one sheet, not two sheet again, like I said, because the film is just like, the film is just a plastic. And the plastic doesn't absorb. It's coated with a special powder that holds the ink. But the powder is laying on top of the film. So because of that, if you print something else, it's going to smudge. It's basically going to be one smudge ink. If you print 3, it'll be one smudge ink on top of another smudge ink on top of another print. So yeah, you really don't want to print more than one. The good news about DTF Lite is your prints will come out super fast. I'm talking about, like, you hit print, it's coming right now. As we speak, it's already printed, right? You throw your powder on there, and then from throwing your powder on the film, you put it underneath the heat. And then once you've done that, you got yourself a DTF film ready to go, and you can put it on any surface that you desire. All right, so guys, I gotta go. That was the example of how it's like to do DTF film on a light color. Sublimation, it's pretty easy. There's so many sublimation videos out there, but again, you just grab yourself a Epson 7710 or an Epson 7110, right? You have the Epson 7720, right? Any one of those, you just get yourself some refillable cartridge. The reason why I'm mentioning those is because they're 13x19 printers and you want to print big. And from using them, you'll be able to do, you'll be able to do sublimation printing. Remember, with sublimation, you can only print on light color garments, just like DTF Lite. Sublimation, in my opinion, you should have both DTF and sublimation printer, like 2 printers. If you can get the same one, right, it'd be great. Why? Because pretty soon I'm considering doing all over prints with sublimation, and if I'm able to do all over prints with sublimation, then that means I can make my sales even higher, because now I don't have to worry about the color of the garment, which is why I'm getting my Epson 7710. Lord's willing, I can't wait for it to come. I have the other printer that does the same thing, but I was thinking about it, like having to cut all those like images for sublimation to do like a large sublimation sheet by just combining everything together like a puzzle. I really don't want to do that. I'll leave that printer to do mugs, and then the other printer, I'll leave it to do sublimation, like all over prints. So that's the goal for the channel. We're trying to do that before the year is over, the calendar year is over, because technically for me the year is over around April, Passover for me. So yeah, all right guys, I know you came a little late. Rewind the video, like and subscribe. This is Levi Apparel. All right, peace. Hold on.
Press the button and take the parking ticket.
Just got to the 9 to 5. Hold on, guys. Oh man, I found the best pocket ever. right. How much time do I have? Oh, I'm at my 9 to 5. I'm already parked, ready to go. Oh, t-shirt chick, what's good? What's going on? All right. So we were talking about sublimation. I got also DTF. I am getting another Epson printer. It's going to be a Epson 77. An Epson 71110. I do have the Canon. I think it's the 1220G for ecotank, but the prints are really small, and I'd rather use it for mugs, small kids stuff, instead of like using it for all over prints, because that's a lot of 8x11s I gotta marry together to create a large like sheet, when I could like print 13x19 to be able to get the print that I want for the all over. So because of that, my focus for I say by January, the beginning of January, the new calendar year, is to be able to do all over prints. One of the reasons, because I'm being left behind. Like I see like t-shirt chick with her like extremely large sublimation printer, right? I see everybody else with the extremely large sublimation printing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I could have saved, and hold on, let me check the time. I don't want to be late. Oh, I got some time. Yeah, I could have saved and, you know, purchase it like I purchased my embroidery machine by, you know, getting putting it on credit. But I really don't want to do that. I don't like having too many things on credit. That's more than $1,000. So the goal was to see if I can find a printer that was large enough to print large prints, that even if I have to like marry two sheets together to create like a larger sheet, I didn't have to worry about like it being too small or me having to use too many sheets to put together to create a larger print. Part of the reason is because I got my boy who gave me some shirts, and he's like, yo, listen, I want this design on it, and I'm doing sports activities with it. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do DTF with it because, or screen printing, or vinyl, right? So this is why it's good to have more than one tools. Now, with all those three options out of the way, there's only one option that's left, and that's sublimation. Sublimation is king, especially if you have a large printer that can print larger prints, because now you can cover more shirt. And let's say if a client tells you, hey, I want red shirt, and I want it to be